All right, hello everyone, welcome. Thank you for being here for the TechFocus Caring for 3D Printed Art Symposium. I'm Saetren, I'm the Education Manager for the Foundation for Advancement in Conservation. And we're really happy to have you here. We have a great international audience and an international group of speakers, which I'm so happy to welcome today. And so without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to the organizers, who I just would like to give a huge thank you to. They have done a huge amount of work to put this program together. They are Alex Nichols, Martina Haidvogl, and Emily Hamilton. And Alex and Martina will be moderating the symposium, so I'll turn it over to them now.
Thank you, Sarah, and hi, everybody. So hello and welcome to the fourth instance of the conference series TechFocus on the topic of caring for 3D printed art. My name is Martina Haidvogl.
And I'm Alex Nichols.
And together we will accompany you through the next days as we as a community will embark on putting our heads together to discuss, consider, rethink, and possibly establish the care these artworks necessitate. 3 conference instances have happened in the past on the topics of video, film and slide, and the latest one on software-based art. As you can tell, these had a clear focus on media artworks and their technology. The conference name itself is a play on tech archaeology, a groundbreaking conference that addressed the preservation of media artworks in a collaborative manner between curators, conservators, technical experts, and artists. Tech archaeology was held at the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art in January of 2000. In the same way, TechFocus too is designed to bring together various stakeholders from across disciplines. And it is the artworks that require this approach, and their care pushes us to manifest these ways of working in our institutions. And it fills me with enormous joy that in our conference today, this collaborative way of working also extends into several disciplines within conservation. In the audience today, we have objects conservators, media conservators, paper conservators, textile conservators, and conservation scientists. We also have artists, educators, technical experts, collection managers, scientists, art producers, and the list goes on. It was a joy going over the attendees list and seeing how rich our audience was today, and seeing how these artworks of 3D printing make us all come together. Thank you all for coming. This conference has been in the making for over 2 years. It was originally to be hosted at the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art, hence the nod to tech archaeology. But then the COVID pandemic forced us to reschedule it and move it into the digital realm altogether. While this saddened us tremendously and prevents us from having coffees together during our breaks, it allows us to draw an international audience of over 130 people from 4 continents. This conference was organized by Emily Hamilton, Alex Nichols, and myself, with incredible support from Sarah Saetren and our colleagues from the TechFocus team, as well as numerous other people with whom we've been having conversations, our wonderful and incredibly knowledgeable speakers, printers, artists, colleagues, and friends. Jill, thank you specifically for the many hours we've spent together in conversation, leading us through dark valleys and new beginnings. Our most heartfelt thanks go out to all of you. You know who you are. And I also want to take a moment to specifically thank both my co-organizers, without whom this program would not be standing as confidently as it does. Emily and Alex, thank you both for the many thoughtful conversations we've had leading up to this day, full of giggling and concern, humor and care, tears, and laughter. In the end, it is always about people. And Alex, I want to thank you specifically for being just plain awesome on this journey, on which you've stepped in halfway through this conference planning phase when Emily had to step out. And you stepped onto this moving train that one could see from a mile away was going to be a bit of a bumpy ride. Alex, thank you for writing it out with me and for the many beautiful and touching moments we've shared. This conference would not have happened without the generous support from the National Endowment for the Arts and FAIC, the Foundation for Advancement in Conservation. We want to give special thanks to Sarah Saetren and Eric Pouchot from FAIC for their support in applying for these grants. We want to thank James Hughes and Feliz Graciela Robles from NYU, who have helped us to send out the 3D printing sample kits, as well as SF MoMA for their initial support and their offer to host this conference on their premises.
Thanks so much, Martina. So just to give you a really quick structure of our 3-day conference, it will be as follows. Day 1 will focus on the history and technology of 3D printing as a medium. So during this time, we will also hold our School of Seeing series of talks. These talks will discuss the methods and materials used in manufacturing 3D printing. Those who registered prior to September 1st were sent a 3D printed sample kit created from various materials and with different printing methods. And these samples will be referenced during the School of Seeing presentations. Day 2 will focus on 3D printed artworks and their lives once they enter the museum. We'll hear from a variety of museum professionals, artists, and stakeholders about their perspectives on collecting and acquiring 3D printed artworks. We'll continue this theme on day 3 with case studies and with talks focusing on the condition issues with 3D printed artworks. We'll also discuss some of the ethics and the approach to caring for 3D artworks or 3D printing and culminate the whole conference in a panel discussion led by Jill Starrett. For those of you who stepped in just a little bit late here, we have some quick housekeeping rules that we'd just like to remind you of. We're on Zoom webinars, so the format might be a little bit different than other Zoom platforms you've used before. To ask questions to the speakers, please use the Q&A box found at the bottom of your screen. But you can also use the chat box to add comments to the general audience. And thank you so much to everyone who's already introduced each other. I always think it's really nice whenever you get a good discussion in the chat box. It really forms a sense of community. We will also be recording all of these sessions. So in case you want to revisit a talk at a later time, you'll be able to access them using the same portal that you used to join the conference. We also have a few references which can be found on the FAIC platform. So we have a collaborative notes document, a references document, a key for the 3D printed sample kit, and STL files for the sample kit itself. And I think Martina might be putting a link to the collaborative notes document in the chat. But on the same portal that you used to enter here, you could see the handout section. So you can find direct links to all of these right here as well. We have also created a Miro board for this conference as well. And Miro is a free platform, so it does not require a login at all. And with this, we've created some activities for everyone just to help connect people during the conference. We'll also, if you want, Martina, we have a little bit of time. We should just do a little demo right away. So I'll stop sharing my screen and I'll just show you what is here. Okay. So this is what the Miro board looks like. And on the lower right-hand corner, you can see a little zoom in area as well. And you can move around. And so we'd like you to start out. It's always fun to just see where everyone is coming from. And so to do this, I'm going to hover over to one of these little red dots in the corner. And I'm personally coming from London, so I'm just going to copy it. And I'll see how good my geography skills are. And place it right there. I just think it's a really great way to show everyone where you're coming from, just so we could see what we're doing. But in addition to that, we also have, just using your mouse, you can scroll over. If there are any questions that you have, you can add them using either a sticky. So on the left-hand side, there's a sticky note option. Choose your color, you can place it down and just put it in a note. You can also use the text box as well. So if you want to say, add something here, say, hi, I would like to say something cool. This is very small, so I'm just going to increase the font size like that. And then you can also go down and just for fun, we can just draw some pictures. So for this one, this is a very poorly made cat. For Halloween. That's always fun. Great. Now let's get back to business. So once again, here's the Miro board link, and it's also the chat as well. But without any further ado, let's all get started.